The second is a classic of his repertoire, a free kick.
After I'd scored the free kick against Genoa, all the Genoa supporters were cheering and calling out my name.
In the second match at home against Catania, Zico repeats himself almost to the letter.
Altobelli fischia ed è gol, un altro gol capolavoro dell'asso brasiliano.
Udinese win 3-1. The Galigno scores 2 goals, inverting the order without changing the outcome. The free kick this time comes first.
Per il goleador sono scene da Maracanã. I bianconeri sicuramente andranno lontano. Attorno a Zico la squadra ruota a meraviglia.
Artur Antunes Coimbra's free kicks become like a match within the match, the real focal point of interest.
What do you want to do? He says. I block. It was all set up. Instead of hitting it towards the near post, he sees the keeper move, so he shoots towards the far post. And the keeper jumps towards the near post, and the ball goes in on the far post.
Even when Udinese lose, as in the third match against Avellino, the crowd is bewitched by his latest masterpiece, impossible to save.
When he shot, it looked like it was going out until the last second. Then it went in the top corner. Now for us, a free kick from the edge of the penalty area was almost like a penalty. For Zico, it was almost a goal already. You really lived those moments of expectation before the free kick. And then the Maracanã exploded. Before scoring, he always left a moment of reflection for his supporters. It's magic, because at that moment everybody's watching and waiting for you to do it. Zico's free kicks hesitated a little before going into the net. I used to stay in the wall. Well, I'm tall and all. We jumped and the ball went by over us, and the thing is that when it entered the goal at mid-height, it didn't go over us and then remain high. No, it went over and then it went down again. The ball started off real slow, and it almost always ended up in goal. I remember in training, he stayed on after training. He placed 2 shirts, one on the left corner, one on the other corner, and he had to get them down. But it was really impressive. He took 50 free kicks, and he took the shirts down 30 or 35 times. Lots of times I asked the fourth keeper to stay on with me to practice free kicks and practice penalties. But lots of times I didn't have anyone, so I used to put the shirts up. During training, we put up a metal wall with the silhouettes, and they made him take free kicks with the keeper behind anyway. They made him take free kicks, and he took about 10, but 6 or 7 went in. Here, where this staircase is, was the Udinese players' entrance to the Moretti ground where training took place. He was the first to go out. He did all the training and the practice matches, and at the end, when his teammates had already left, he'd had these metal silhouettes built, and he positioned them and stayed on for 15 or 30 minutes more just to practice his free kicks. He placed his instep under the ball and he caressed it, and the ball, thanks to some sort of strange magic, went up and down just as he wanted. He tried that shot at least 20 times a day, and I know there were delirious supporters watching those truly magical shots. I practiced a lot, and the keepers found it hard with these kind of set pieces when I shot directly. People used to go and see him train in the afternoons on this ground, and it was almost in ruins. Now, the pitch itself was in perfect condition, but the rest was pretty much in ruins. And it almost felt strange that such a player would train on this little old ground in the suburbs. At that time, he and Dini had even asked the groundsman at the Moretti and at the Friuli Stadium to get the grass a little high, so that the foot could fit better between the ground and the ball and get a softer touch. Unfortunately, now there's a parking lot and a park in their place. Nothing else is left of the history of Udinese. I remember an anecdote. He did this in the league against Fiorentina, and the Fiorentina keeper, just the day before the match, goes, yeah, I'm ready. I know perfectly well that Zico, if he gets to take a free kick, he's going to shoot to the bottom right corner, and I know that. And then he shot it at middle height on the left, and the next day the keeper jumped on the side he'd said, and Zico put it on the other side. I'll always remember about this anecdote, because if he had the chance and he was fit, he was almost lethal. We almost hoped more for a free kick from the edge than a penalty kick. A beautiful free kick is like a beautiful painting by a great painter.